Voiceover. Have you ever looked around at your life, your job, your relationships, your goals, and thought, is this really it? If you have, you're not alone. In fact, this quiet discomfort, this existential itch, is more common than ever. But why do so many of us feel lost, even when things seem to be going right? To understand that, we need to dig into something deeper than productivity hacks or Instagram inspiration. We need philosophy. Cut to ancient Greek ruins, then fade into images of people on their phones in crowded subways. Voiceover. Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Yet, most of us live precisely that, an unexamined life. We scroll, we binge, we work, we sleep, but we rarely pause. We rarely reflect on whether the life we're living is actually ours, or just one we inherited from culture, tradition, or algorithms. Visual. A person sitting at a desk surrounded by clutter and noise. Slowly, the sound fades, replaced by silence and soft ambient music. Voiceover. We are drowning in choices, what to wear, where to eat, who to follow. But abundance doesn't always mean freedom. Philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre argued that with freedom comes responsibility, the terrifying kind. He called it existential anguish. Why? Because once you realize that life has no pre-written script, you become the author, and that's terrifying. Cut to a book being written by hand, line by line. Voiceover. We often feel lost not because we have no path, but because we are scared to choose one. It's easier to conform than to create, easier to follow a trend than to sit in stillness and ask, what do I really want? Visual, fast-paced montage of influencers, ads, career milestones, trophies, all fading quickly. Voiceover. In our world, success is often confused with meaning. You're told that climbing the ladder will fulfill you, that likes, promotions, or luxury will give you peace. But here's a truth many never learn. Achievement without alignment leads to emptiness. Cut to a person at the top of a mountain, looking out, but looking uncertain. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, wrote that humans are not driven by pleasure or power, but by purpose. And when purpose is missing, we suffer, not in the loud, obvious ways, but in the quiet hum of unease, boredom, or burnout. That's the cost of a life not rooted in meaning. Visual, a person journaling beside a window, sunlight pouring in. Voiceover. So, how do we find direction? Not from outside, but from within. Start small. Ask uncomfortable questions. Who am I without my job, my phone, my status? What values actually guide me? Am I living in alignment with them or just drifting? Cut to a candle being lit in a dark room. Voiceover. Philosophy isn't about abstract ideas in dusty books. It's a tool, a compass for navigating life. It reminds us that feeling lost isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign you're ready to start seeking. And seeking is the first step toward a more authentic life. Closing shot, the lone figure from the beginning, now walking with purpose through the same city street, sun rising. Voiceover. So if you feel lost, good. That means you're no longer asleep. And maybe, just maybe, you're ready to begin.